So now, so that's the cake. Now I want to show you the icing on the cake. With your RESTful API, you get free our EDDM tool. And this EDDM tool allows you to create an unlimited number of EDDM lists. So we also have a mailing list API that allows you to buy lists. You can integrate RESTful API to actually create a mailing list. So we have that too, but I won't go over that today. But what I wanted to show you was the EDDM feature. So with EDDM, you don't have to upload a list, right? Our service creates the list. So let me close Postman and reopen Postman so it's clean. I'll start the app here. You're going to love this. So the workflow for EDDM is simple. We use the EDDM create list feature. So we give you your same API key that we're giving you or that you have today. I just have to increase the access level to access level 4 to allow you to do this. If you want this, let me know. There's no charge for it. So basically, if I just do this call, I get back this URL. This URL I would put on a web form, like a web page using an iframe. So when the page loads, your web page, this loads within your iframe. So you can have your brand around it. This would load inside of your web page. So the user could drill down, zoom in. This is our own interface. And you could type in an address. So this interface is our interface. And it brings you right to your street. So now I can just click my mouse. And when I click my mouse, it hit our servers here in California and came back to this map with a polygon of the route for the carrier. So we know, I just clicked here and it says, okay, this carrier has 240 residential addresses and 60 businesses for a total of 300 total deliveries. I can click here. Let's say I want to mail to this street. I can click on it and it draws the carrier route polygon for that particular carrier. And I can continue clicking. I'm actually generating a mailing list as I'm clicking. But the problem is with all of those interfaces, including the post offices, is you only get counts. You don't actually get a list. We're actually creating a list. So if I don't want this, I can click here. I can deselect them just by clicking on them again, right? Mm-hmm. And now I have this. So now, with this one step, by running this one EDDM thing and getting this URL and using this in line with my web page, I've just created a mailing list that here's my GUID. Now, remember when you uploaded a list, how we returned to you the GUID? Mm-hmm. That is the GUID. So when you instantiate it, this is your GUID right there. So now you have so basically now your workflow from this point on is the same, with one caveat. So basically we've created the list. Remember, pretend this is the way we uploaded the list, right? So we've created the list in essence. And by the way, if I were to copy your GUID and close the browser and then go back to a new browser and reselect it, it would reselect the polygon. So in other words, it retains your search. The next logical step would be to do a get. Remember I talked about the get quote? Mm-hmm. Same thing as when you upload a file. Remember, I recommend doing get quote. The difference with that get quote and this one is it has this true. So here's your postage. Here's the total residential. Here's the letters, estimated postage. If you did a flat size mail, here's the estimated postage. Now, the next step would be to update quote. Now, the most important thing on the update quote, telling it to pre-sort, is you have to use EDDM. So standard mail EDDM. And then we say submit. It did its thing. Now we go to the next step, which is CAS, NCOA, dupes, and pre-sort. We know that it's an EDDM list, so obviously it's not going to CAS certify it or NCOA it or dedupe it. It's simply going to pre-sort it, but we don't change your workflow. Then we go to the next one and we say, okay, let's do a get quote to check the status, or remember it does the callback. And then when that job's finished, I can go here and say download the preview and put in your GUID here. And of course, when it's finished, it would download the records. Because you're using our AccuZIP Direct Mail RESTful API, you can do this all day long. This comes with it, and you put it on your web page, create your list and stuff like that. And as you're doing that, this is your GUID you use for the rest of your calls, just like if you uploaded a file.